Honorable President of Manipur Pradesh Congress Committee, our friend Singh Ji, who just spoke about all the problems and corruption by the BJP government in Manipur and how the farmers and the farm laborers have been robbed of their rights. Our ex-Member Parliament, Dr. Kuche Mania, Nandu Singh Ji, Chairman of the Kisan Congress, Manipur Unit, Akhilesh Shukla, our Vice Chairman at the National Group, also spoke. My Punjab President, Kiranjit Singh Sandhu, who is the President of the Punjab Unit of the Kisan Congress, Razwan Ji, who is in charge of Manipur State from the Kisan Congress, and especially all the honorable women, girls, children, respectable people of this area, men, honorable leaders sitting on the stage. Before I start what I want to say, I pay my respect and homage to the victims of Manipur violence, very brutal violence. I would call it state-sponsored violence that occurred in Manipur in 2023, where women were raped, brutally assaulted, youth were killed, almost 300 people lost their lives, 50 are still missing, 6,000 to 7,000 people are still living in very poor conditions in the relief camps, have not been able to return home. There is no freedom of movement in Manipur state. There are too many restrictions. Farmers cannot plow their lands, cannot do farming, cannot indulge in activity because of the poor security and law and order position in the state, even after 2 years. And it is very sad that the Prime Minister of this country, who has visited almost all countries of the world, did not find time to come and visit or ask about the victims or about the arson, about the loot, about violence in Manipur ever since 2023. So my heart reaches out to them. I pray for their souls rest in peace. And we demand justice and speedy justice, because whenever justice is denied or is not given in time, they say it is as good as denied. They say justice delayed is justice denied. So that is what exactly is happening in Manipur. Also, I would say that all the northeastern states, all of them, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Tripura, etc., all these states have always met with, have been treated with stepmotherly treatment by the government of India, whosoever is there at the center. They have been ignoring the rights or the legitimate demands of the northeast people, just like they have been ignoring the demands of minority states like Punjab, Jammu Kashmir, Khaira, and even the rest of South India in this country. That's exactly what has been happening to the northeast states also. So this is kind of a policy that has been pursued by Delhi. And I would say that over a period of time, the states should have been strengthened. Manipur or all the other states of India, we should have gone for a more federal structure, more autonomy to the states. Ultimately, unfortunately, instead of giving more powers to the states, the government of India has centralized everything with itself in Delhi. They make our education policy, what our children have to study. They are not bothered about our culture, about our sacrifices. They are telling us what our health policy should be, labor policy should be, the taxation policy, the agriculture policy. Therefore, everything has been hijacked by the government of India at the national level. I would say literally antagonizing the people throughout the country. Another thing that I want to say that you all are from the rural area. There are two Indias at this point of time. One India is existing in cities like Mumbai, in cities like Calcutta, in cities like Delhi, or in big metropolitan or cosmopolitan cities. That's a different India altogether. Then there is another India which is rural, which is absolutely poor. The agriculturists are under a debt. The farm laborers are dying because of suicides, because they are not getting jobs, they are not getting proper prices for their crops. Your children are not getting jobs under the present government system out here. So this is the rural India which stands ignored ever since independence. I can tell the women out here, my sisters, and you're like my mother also, most of you. See what is happening is, see the rate of inflation in this country. About 50 years ago, we would sell, I'm talking about wheat crop in rest of India or in Punjab, we would sell about 2 bags of wheat, 2 quintals of wheat, and we were able to buy one tola of gold. I think it's 10 grams if I'm not wrong. 50 years ago, just 2-3 quintals of wheat would buy us one tola of gold or 10 grams of gold. Now after 50 years, the gold prices have gone up to 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh. But the wheat prices are still nothing, and today we might have to sell like 60-70 bags of wheat to buy gold. So that is the way how life has gone so expensive in this country. The inflation has gone beyond the reach of ordinary people, and we in the rural areas are unable to make 2 ends of a life meet, to have respectable life, to give our children good education, or also health care for our older people or family members who need to be looked after in the hospitals or need medicine. We cannot afford that because everything has gone out of reach. I am not against the employers of this country, but there have been like 7 to 8 pay commissions which the government of India has set up to look after the employees. Their income has gone, I would say, many dozen times multiplied. The businessmen of this country, there is no limit at all. They have multiplied their incomes, their industries, their businesses by hundreds and hundreds of times. It is the only rural people, the poor farmer or the laborer or the ordinary people, ordinary worker, whose income levels have not been kept in pace with the inflation of this country. Their income levels are still absolutely down and out. There is a very important organization called Oxfam. If your children are connected to the Google, they can always research it. Oxfam, it's an NGO, it's an international NGO that studied the situation of the gap between the rich and poor in this country in India, and also other countries like Pakistan and Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. They've given a report that says that in India, 73% of India's wealth is cornered by only 1% of the very ultra-rich people, corporate houses, business people, like the Adanis and the Ambanis that we hear about every day. Just 1% of the population is 150 crore. Only 5% of the population of this country controls almost literally 2/3 of the wealth and the money of this country. The rest of the 25-27% wealth is to be distributed amongst all you people, 99% people of this country. How do you think we can prosper? How do you think villages can prosper? How do you think your children can make good education? How do you think your children can have a good living? How do you think you can look after your elders if there is some serious disease like cancer or a heart attack or a renal failure? You cannot just go to the hospital and even get your family members, health services. They are so costly and out of the reach of all of you people. So that's what I want to say, that unfortunately, in 10 years of this BJP government, it has further encouraged the multinationals, the corporates like Adani's and Ambani's. It has given them all the facilities. It has given them all the banking support and help. But if you people want to take a loan for a small thing like maybe reach or repair of your house, or even to buy a small machinery like a scooter or a motorcycle or a small car, you have to give in all your 10 fingers. You have to mortgage your house. You have to mortgage everything, the land that you own, for getting a loan of 2, 3, 4, 5 lakh rupees. But these corporates that I am talking about, if they want a loan today of 10,000 crores or maybe 1 lakh crore, they pledge nothing of themselves. The banks support them, and if their businesses work, it is their money. If the business collapses, they declare bankruptcy and give it back to the government and the banks that we are unable to pay the loans. So this is the disparity, the discrimination between the poor people, the rural people, the farmers, the farm laborers, the small shopkeeper or ordinary people of this country. Rate of interest, what the rate of interest the banks are charging to the richest of rich people is also applying the same to the agriculture sector. If they are paying 11-12% per annum interest to the banks, even a small laborer, marginal farmer or a laborer or a landless person also has to pay the bank 11 or 12% per annum, which he cannot ever repay. As a result, he is indebted, and as a result, a lot of farmers in this country are committing suicide. Punjab is one of the most progressive states. We have a very good canal system in Punjab. We have a lot of river water. We've got 14 lakh tube wells. But despite all that, all the farmers in Punjab are also under a huge debt. And they are committing suicides because the government of India does not listen to us, does not give us good prices for the crops, does not give us subsidy on the fertilizer, does not give us subsidy on the seeds. The labor is expensive, the inputs of agriculture have shot up so many times. So what I want to say, there are farmers are committing suicide in Punjab, in Andhra Pradesh, in Maharashtra, in Tamil Nadu. So this is the discrimination, the wrong policies of the people sitting in Delhi and the people who are actually working for this country. Now let me tell you, come to the borders of this country. We've had a recent problem with Pakistan. We often have a problem with China in the northeast, or we have an international problem with other neighbors. I want to ask, which of the city people, which of the business people, which of the very rich people are their children in the army? No. They are all sitting cozy, defended in air-conditioned rooms. It is your children, the children of the villages of this country, who are all in the armed forces, who are guarding the borders of this country, who are laying down their lives. But yet, in return, we get nothing. So I want to say, it's very sad for, I would say, northeastern states, which are not getting their proper due, their proper share in the governance of this country. Whatever the president of Manipur Pradesh Congress has said about the scams, about the corruption, how the money is being eaten into the fertilizer scam, how the money is, the wheat that is being distributed which actually never reaches the poor, how it is just being eaten away by the corrupt officials, by the corrupt system. And now we have a president who will Manipur. You elected a government, you want a democratically elected government, but because of the violence they've now gone for a president. President rule actually means rule by the Delhi directly now. Whatever they want, they can just impose upon you directly. So what the Congress party out there, we in Manipur, we demand there should be fresh elections held immediately, not to wait till 2027. problem. Both you cannot have freedom to move in the entire Manipur. There are restrictions. Farmers cannot go to the lands. So what is the point of having a president rule if the law and order cannot improve? Therefore, we demand that there should be fresh elections to the assembly in Manipur as soon as possible. That is one of the things that we have been demanding out here. And also, we demand free movement. Like I said, that the farmers should be allowed to go and do agriculture in their states. He has spoken about Prime Minister Krishi Sinchai Yojana or the Prime Minister Kisan Yojana of the fake beneficiaries. There should be an impartial inquiry to, expose those people who have looted the money of this country. In the end, I would say that here is our Kisan Congress State Chairman Nanduji. Normally I do not hear him much speaking, but today when I was sitting here, I heard him so much. What a fiery speech he gave. Give a big round of applause for Nanduji. And I also would request our President of the State Congress, Megha Chandra Singh ji, that when the assembly elections are around the corner, please look after the interest of Kisan Congress leaders in Manipur, especially please look after the interest of Nandu Singh and give him an assembly ticket so that he can build from this area and become your elected representative. I am also grateful to Nandu Singh ji, who is distributing how many bags? 1,500 fertilizer bags. Now that's a lot of money actually. So I am really thankful to him for helping the farmers. This is how the government should subsidize for fertilizers for you. They should subsidize, give us cheap labor. They should give us cheap seeds. They should give us cheaper electricity. They should give the children of the farmers and farm laborers cheaper education. And the families who are ill, suffering from any terminal illness, there should be a health insurance cover for the families of these people. So I am extremely grateful to everybody on the stage and you all for giving me this opportunity to speak here, to address you all. And also, I want to say that the state of Punjab, the farmers of Punjab stand with the farmers of Manipur, with the farmers of entire Northeast, because we are facing almost similar challenges. You have seen the farmers of Punjab, how much they protested in Delhi for almost 2 years. They lost 600 to 700 farmers, but the BJP government has not accepted even one of their demands. They are back to the agitation, back to the struggles, seeking minimum support price for all the farmers of this country, not only for Punjab. And not only for 1 or 2, 3 crops, they are demanding minimum support price for almost 22 crops in this country, which will make our life better. So I am extremely grateful to you all. I hope you understood what I was trying to say all this while. All of you, can you understand what I said in English? Did you understand? Please, if you raise your hands, let me know. Did you understand what I said? Did you understand? हिंदी में हिंदी ज्यादा समझ आती है कि इंग्लिश समझ लेते थे आप? जो आपको जितना समझ आया वो ठीक है, बाद में अगर यहाँ पर ट्रांसलेट करें तो वो इसका निचोड़ निकाल करके थोड़ा सा आपको समझाना हो सकेगा तो समझा देगा. I am grateful to the media and once again I am extremely grateful to all of you. What do you say to Manipur to say? So couldn't get it from me. And I would also put in my slogan that we say in Punjab, when we have to start anything, I will repeat it, then you just speak after me. I'll say it once, then you just speak after me. When we start anything or we end anything, you always remember our God. So in Punjabi we say, Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. It's a victory of God. So again, let's repeat with me once, please. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. Fateh means victory. Got it? If you got it, then give me a big clap, please. Round of clap. Thank you so much. I'm grateful.
Thank you to the chairman, Sri Sukhpal Singh Khaira, for that very wonderful and thought-provoking speech. I am Awang Kudu Channel. Nami Hiba Singh Maru point and local Jerry makes it very very one book from Sega. I'm the Makada. Manipur was by Iran, Sri Amaya, Puntu Pyramid, and Iran, Sinamara model like the Singh upon the Su, the Kai Punaba, Upiba, Puntu Pyramid. Mahata, Lonely, Simi Singa, Ining Tamna, a low Kumba, Zedaba, a city of the Suyan, Numaite, Numaita, Pawi, and Tapirami, Suklu, Tanja, Suchi, Tanja, Stesa, Rebasi, Prime Minister. Mirata, Vigia, Vimarata, Sunawana, Tarsi, Marata, Latuna, Waham Power, the Bang, Vida the Basimu, no I double like a head of Waham Simana, how to be on the head of the Tare. Matanda, Tapira Messi again. Rural area, Pungaki, upon the Yamba, Pilam, stays down. Yama Chokotanga, the Loki, Singh, Sinano, Monomoki, Marai, Tarapa. Okay, put hang on the Pokon and Alapana Morega, Kawa, Power, Yoruba, Asima, Palega, Sidiana, Toba, Soyani, Haidama, put in the Tapirami, Matanda, Poche, Mamma, Tokimatic, Haitaria, Papa, University, Lady Legacy, Toshit, Togan, Soyani, Haidasima, Tapirama, Pamana, Natari Mama, the Pora, Amalina Sana, San Ama, Nepal, me, and Nasidi San Aburi, Hopara, Mamandi, Hengate, Sanagi Mamandi, Adiapak, and Tapi. I mean, you the Tapoli, they know Haida, lie over Cindy, I do not lie another way. In our purpose, Nasi, no, Moi, Dumsi, and Pai in the Chakre, and the Masidi, Acha, Nai, some policy, Sigi. Asway si Ekoina, Putopuna Nanga, si Yade, Haido, Lomisi, Ekoina, Takan, the Demi had in Bachi, Wapama, Hazan Tapi, and me. High delivery enough of the same policy, Makogi, Lantuki, Momo, Zera, Kaki, Yamawa, Humanta, Susan Breakway, Lomisi, Ekogi, Lantuki, Sumachi, Lane, Lady, Habsma, Yam makes in Tapi and Yadani. Ina Punda, Kalwala, Singa, Bakery, Pasapuge, Hagadi, Baker, no Matasu, Yade, Hagase, Hide, Hide. Adurana, Lomi Siniguna, Equity, Lowy the company, Isali the company, Mungi the company, Hagana, Lord, Hello, Hagadi, Madu, Kahani, wow, when a toga, the Yaga, Yadega, Adagiti, Kanimba, Ina progressing to people, Simple Andre, has to be the Ila, Hetapopi. Adua, Lara, the bakery, Roller, Pesado, Chanila, 10 to 12% dressing Uber and Dana, Massimo Popi, Hidodi, Mana, the Tari, wow, the lovely day, avoid a way, Puzer, like the Lara, Awang, Tara, she swallowed her way. Kaitanda, Tanai, Pellery, Hawaii, Papa, Kiato, Tipon, that lady, Vasimo, and Nunanga, Ponto Pyramid, and the Mana, Tapia Basi, subsidy, you have a low pay, Mahimalunga, subsidy, you have the subsidy, you have a seat, or the Tapi, Asuba, Lega, see a champion, a Towasan, Saint Piper, Kavala, Katarana, we, Minushi, Pipa, like the Lava. Slowly, missing the Naya people is to policy say a car in a great town like they have seen some Awang, Mango, Sima. Tapi a mean of Hazard, Housing was so very large to eat. Nakaida, Muga, I don't know Muga to the bus, they say that Kanaka very not to bus, set out by the Machama, sooner the Hawaii Thai has a target. Let the light be. Kami sendiri macam masuk khatana, lepas sungai, lepas kita tu sungai pergi, pergi. Awal mereka pulau ada nuai di selut na berbeda pulau ada si, aku kamu berdua ada apa semua mereka semua. Tapi ini ada semua. Tanzania ada Manipur Kisan Congress ki chairman ada lagi di bawah ada si isu biru nama ada contoh saja ada yang kena, bagi oleh seriba. Yaba Nanu Gi. Lagatam Basunda Vidhasabha Khaira Soy Dabaki, ticket pihananamagi haitare we Manipur Pradesh Congress Committee ki president tamnagani susource order mangani haibagi thase lai o hena su honagani tabutu miyam gi sarabu mari mathau tai ko haibagi sutang khambi yu haina papi ravina control of assembly constituency ki election period election period bhaitara appeal to VAC Nandu Chibu, Nandu Amutan, Niami Popular, the Tata Pirada, later Ride Sigi, Lowy City Sigi, Awang Sigi, Popular, Amutan, Pola, Pangada, Agamaduki, Sapere, Godu, Saudu, Pina, you have weapons. Tapping the whole of the After Matu Minasai, Pizza is Sumba. Before us, there are Maru, the Popular, Matan Pizza, in particular, in Ohio, leader of opposition behind the Republican Congress, Rahulji, Manipur, Kaya, and the Lapia mixing, whom the Lapia Congress President, Maniman Haji, Manipur, Lapuna, Manipur, Awang, Hungarian, Pominor, Adubu, Manipur, Indian Prime Minister, Nasi Hova, any head of the Basu, Land, Pay. We take him and Romania with a Marta. You know, she can't so that Lapito was there. You know, has in you and Waponsima. Ambiri, I don't know, Manipur was a young power. See, President will, only President will be a lady. Nasi, Iran, totally governor, Manipur like Chief Secretary, Manipur like another delegated prayer. I was never the daily direct administration, Manipur, we Yevi Kandi, Obi Hesse, Wakan Kanamu Yaway, Haiduma, Tanzania, President Sutaki Diva, PM Kishan Yojna, PM Krishi, Sinchai Yojna, Himakada, BJP Yosi, Layam Liva, Amina High, Masita Kayama, Manipuri. We only sing under the Chapung say, Makrage, in terms of crore and crore rupees, the Makre say, Masima, Obigan Mohai, Utopia me, Aduda, Isansa, that high, scams, a great consider money, Masi and higher than the Hase, set out piracy, Upi Tara, Mianda, Taiko Pay, scams, we make saying, Community, I want sponsors, Messi, Super TC, Tata, Tanzania.